Welcome to the I Hate Critics movie review podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
Oh, I thought Chewbacca had joined us there for a moment.
Oh, no, that's... We should do for Christmas this year, we should do the I Hate Critics holiday special and just speak Wookiee for 15 minutes out of it. Just like the Star Wars holiday special.
Nothing will ever top the time that that Bob just posted the audio from the Star Wars holiday special as our Christmas episode. A wonderful bit, a wonderful classic bit of trolling.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Where is your art?
My art right now is at jefflassiter.com. This past weekend, as Sean knows, we had the QC Fright Con and Planet Funk Con in Davenport, Iowa, that I was part of, and I got to fulfill an art bucket list item. I got to do the show poster for QC Fright Con, the very first one, and I went around. I got a copy of it. I went around to all the celebrities that were there. They all signed it. I was going to donate it to the charity that I work for. And then yesterday I quit. And so I'm going to find another charity to donate it to. And then the Scott, who runs QC FreightCon, he went around and got all of them to sign one for me. So,
oh, that's nice.
Oh, that was really cool of him. He said, "Hey, can you sign these?" And I said, "Sure." And he goes, "Oh, by the way, you can keep one. That's on me. That's a gift for doing it." So I'm really, really excited about getting that framed. And then I don't know. I think I'm thinking about. There's a couple Chicago charities that I have worked with in the past. Maybe doing something here. But I'm trying to decide if I'm going to auction off this poster or just donate it and let them auction it off. Let them do the hard work. If I was still at my job, then I would have, definitely done a fundraiser for it. But yeah, that place is a mess. So we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Ken Foray. We got Christina Elise McCarthy, Caroline Williams, Sean Whalen, Tara Buckman, Sam Jones, you name it. All the Resident Evil guys, John Abrahams from Scary Movie.
Sam Jones, a big fan of yours. Came by the table, looked at your art, and was talking about how amazing it was.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to see that and hear that. So, and yeah, I was getting a big head, and then Sean had to come and say, "God, this sucks." Every time he'd look at something I did, it really brought me down. Just kidding.
No, shout out to whoever made these very cool Disney clamshells of horror movie styles. I bought two of them. I bought Jaws and I bought Frankenhooker. So it's like the Frankenhooker VHS, but it's a Disney white clamshell from the 80s. It's so cool. I love it.
It's pretty great.
It's a wonderful display piece.
So yeah, it was a fun weekend. Got something coming up in July, but I haven't gotten all the details for it. Starting my new full-time hours at my other job tomorrow, and we'll have more time to do some art shows, which is one of the reasons I didn't like my old job. So gonna hopefully have some stuff to announce within the next couple weeks.
Very cool. It's the movies of the 80s. I've been working on with the team over there. We've been working on Blade Runner. So we did two Blade Runner retrospectives over the weekend, and one was about the philosophy of Blade Runner, the other about just a straight up review of Blade Runner. We also did a piece on Marlon Brando, on how his Superman deal changed Hollywood in the 80s and how it made it possible for actors to make a whole lot of money for doing very, very little.
Yep.
Brando made the equivalent, Jeff, of $65 million in his settlement, just his settlement of getting out of the Superman contract. It was $18 million in 1980. It's $65 million today, which is just insane. And that's not even counting the renegotiated deal that actually got him into Superman 2. The scenes that because he'd actually prevented his scenes from being included in Superman 2. They didn't want to use them because if they did, it would have triggered a whole nother paycheck for him. So they cut that out, and it went in 2006 in the Donner cut. And his family, he was dead by then, but his family made a whole new deal and made even more money off of Superman. So
It's
I
really
also
funny.
forgot.
Like,
Go ahead.
to say it's the when an artist dies and their family, you can tell who really cares about the art and who really just wants the money.
Mhm.
Um, like Tupac. Yeah, they had that hologram a few years ago, about 10 years ago now, whatever. But there is not a new Tupac album coming out every quarter. And it seems like Prince has a new his heirs have decided, let's release all the vault stuff on a quarterly basis. Um,
At the very least,
Gene
though, he did create that while he was alive, as
Oh,
opposed to
well,
it being
yeah,
generated by somebody else.
like Gene Wilder's voice. Have you heard
Oh
about that?
God, no.
There's a Netflix something or other competition show or whatever about candy makers. I don't know, something like that. And his widow has granted them access to recreate his voice via AI.
Oh, why?
Mhm. Uh-huh.
Yeah, your Fred Astaire's family, they really cared about him when he was, dancing with a dustbuster. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? They really gave a damn about his ass. Elvis's family's always been great about that too. Just license that shit for anything. When do you
Yeah.
want to make Elvis toilets? Sure, $10.
Well, and I kinda wonder if Gene Simmons' family does that after he dies, if he's gonna come back from the dead and sue them because he's very litigious. Not that he won't put his fucking face on literally anything. Caskets? Come
Yeah.
on.
He's gotta be the one making money from it. That's the key.
Yeah.
He can prostitute himself. No one else is allowed to prostitute him.
Or his corpse, maybe.
Yeah, the Brando story is fantastic. I had no idea that they actually licensed his voice for Superman Returns in 2006 either. I totally forgot about that.
Did they do one of the video games for that too? Didn't they put him in one of
It's
those?
possible. They made a pretty wide-ranging deal, and like I said, they made pretty good money. But to their account though, the Brando family doesn't seem to be licensing his name out for everything.
Yeah, it was the Godfather video game. That's what I'm thinking of. I think they did cutscenes with him and they used his voice and everything. So
Hmm. Yeah. So it's not everything though.
won't be doing the voice for the Island of Dr. Moreau video game anytime soon, I bet.
uh, yeah, I can't. There's probably some more egregious ones out there, but yeah, give it credit to Zelda Williams. She's never tried to take her dad's name and make money off of that.
Mhm.
So there's a few good people in the world who would see him at least sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of
So
a
that's what I've been working
disappointment.
on is Blade Runner, and Superman for the most part for the last couple of days. Just a good couple days.
Yeah, sounds like
Let's
it.
see. The box office, of course, the number one movie at the box office remains Toy Story. Toy Story continuing to crush at the box office, including crushing the hopes of anyone who hoped there would be a Supergirl too. Um, Chuds win. Chuds win. Good for
Mm.
them.
Ugh.
Yeah. Did you hear Jesse Waters is very upset about Supergirl being bi? He says that doesn't turn guys on. What I don't even
Beg to
nobody knows
differ.
like well Jesse's only turned on by little boys. That's the thing. Is I don't
Yeah,
know why he
probably.
would care
Allegedly.
if a woman was
Allegedly.
allegedly. I'm sorry. It's the Fox News Association. I just assume. It's a blank. It's a blanket allegedly for that entire station. Um, he created some sort of controversy over that for some reason, because she said that she thought maybe Supergirl would be bi. Okay, why does that
So
matter to
what?
you?
The whole discourse around Supergirl, it just boils down to guys don't want to fuck Millie Adcock.
Which I don't believe for
Well,
a
like in,
second.
in this role, they see her, she's not wearing makeup, she looks, I
Mhm.
somebody compared her to Will Poulter, and I can see it like they could be related, but she doesn't look like him in a blonde wig. And guys were like, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Just if she talked to you, you would have a boner for a week. They're like, well, she's not feminine enough. Well, what is feminine enough? Like
Yeah, on the
there,
96 podcast, we've come up with a test that of whether or not a man will like the movie, and the test is, can I fuck it?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, but can I fuck it?
Mm,
Yeah, Jethro, you can. Okay, cool. I like it. I like that.
yeah. It's not your sister, Cletus.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just the hatred before it ever comes out, the hatred without even seeing it. It's
Hmm.
get a life. Just find something to do with yourself. Honestly, like how do you exist in the world if this is how you live?
And to all the Superman fans out there, just picture the James Franco first time meme, but it just says Star Wars fans first time, because that's exactly how it is. Every time a woman breathes in Star Wars and it's not Princess Leia in the gold bikini, guys are like, fucking woke. So
Oh man. But Toy Story continues to do incredibly well. Did you see Toy Story 5?
I did. I did.
Toy Story 5 centers on Jessie, the cowgirl. She is dealing with yet another child, perhaps possibly reaching the age where they don't want to play with toys anymore. The little girl Bonnie is introduced to a Lilypad. This is the new character Lilypad. It's an internet device and the first kind of kids internet device that they play with, and it's kind of got a hypnotic quality that takes over all the little kids and is kind of taking them away from their toys. And she's trying to deal with that, but instead of being like terrified of the technology, she's more concerned about making sure that Bonnie makes friends. And that's the real pivot that I think is the smart play of this series. It's not so much technology bad, we need to stop technology. It's more that Jessie needs to come to understand the role that technology can play in play. And that was a really smart pivot they make, and really helps get past kind of the old man yells at cloud aspect of this that could exist in a lesser film, where the old people go, that darn technology keeping those kids inside. Oh, like my stand up routines that I do.
Oh yeah. They're so funny. They're so great. I love them so much.
Well, because it didn't have Wi-Fi. That's my
Just as
my
funny
Larry the
as it
Cable
is
Guy.
on this podcast as it is on the 96 podcast.
It kills in Toledo. What can I tell you?
In Toledo or Toledo, Ohio?
The laugh pit in Toledo loves that
Oh,
bit.
okay.
Whenever I say it doesn't got Wi-Fi, they just lose their fucking minds. That's why the Supergirl don't work. She don't got no Wi-Fi.
Does though.
But Toy Story 5, I found this to be, I mean, it's almost impossible to fuck up a Toy Story, it would seem. They're just very good at doing this. You would think that they had a natural end at Toy Story 3, and then they made Toy Story 4, and they did it really, really well. And they've done this one really, really well. And it's nice to see because, Pixar has kind of hit that A24 plateau a little while ago, and it seemed like maybe around the time they released Soul, it was kind of like Pixar maybe kind of leveling off, and maybe other companies are catching up to them and even surpassing them at that point. But they can still make a Toy Story.
This is true. This is true. We've talked about this before. I don't see a lot of animation stuff, and um, but I'll always go to see a Toy Story movie, as long as I'm on the show anyway. And just kidding. I actually enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, quite honestly, because Tom Hanks has kind of stepped away a little bit, even though it's really just sitting down for a couple hours and talking. Um, and I read something, and it was some woman on the internet, some straight white woman pulling their straight white woman bullshit on the internet about how she went in with her son for his birthday, and this woman has a daughter too, but wasn't allowed to go for whatever reason. Um, and she was disappointed that Woody was backburnered because she wants her son to have a male role model on screen, a white male. She didn't say white, but it was implied. White male role model hero on screen. This is apparently the first movie this woman has ever fucking seen, because every other movie has a straight male hero for her son to
Yeah.
watch. But God forbid Jessie gets, like a
Well,
movie.
did she hate Toy Story 2? Because that was about Jessie as well.
I honestly wonder if she's ever seen anything but the first one. I really, really, yeah. I thought this was
Clearly,
beautiful and talked about,
yeah.
like how important it is to make friends, something that I hope to do one day. And, that our childhoods really affect us throughout our lives. And that, she when she realizes that she got her name was used for this girl's daughter years on, it's like that's the enduring power of play when you're little. And that's kind of the message I got from it, that play matters, and making friends to play with instead of sit in the same room and look at their screens
Mhm.
is really, really important, because you have to socialize kids. Because look what happens when you don't. You end up with middle-aged
So
podcasters.
you end up with anti Supergirl fans.
Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to, is those guys just, they don't socialize except online. And really, it's their echo chamber telling them that, yes, a woman will eventually want to fuck you that's not your sister or cousin. Maybe, you know.
Maybe.
Uh, it's just I just thought it these, like, Supergirl and Toy Story 5 together really, you know, put that message out there that friendship matters. And I really like that, because women supporting women and girls and all that, I think is super, super important, and we don't get enough of that on screen. And to see that in two movies that I saw over the last week and a half is incredible, great. So
Absolutely. And I was, when you mentioned before about Jessie discovering that the little girl that she was the first toy of, and went on to name her daughter Jessie, and she finds that out kind of accidentally, and I cried a little bit. I kind of I got choked up. That was really beautiful. It was really beautiful, and that's what these Toy Story do. These Toy Story movies are so good at, is creating that connection with the audience, and never forcing it. I
yeah.
didn't expect that to happen. I didn't.
Mm,
I think I could have expected that to happen, but I was so entertained by everything that was happening. The whole Buzz Lightyear army coming to be was fun. Was fucking great.
yeah. Yeah.
Hey, there's your white role model if you want him, lady. Buzz was there the whole fucking time, you dumb bitch.
50 of him.
There were 50 of them, exactly.
There's 50, but I can only count to 4. That was a good line.
It's yeah, I think this movie's wonderful, and I can't help but think I could actually go for another one of these if they wanted to.
Oh, they will.
Um,
They
but
100% will. A $500 million in 4 days, they're definitely going to do it. Where there's a till, there's a way.
31 years on, they still know how to make them.
Yeah, agreed. I'm sure there'll be a Toy Story 6. There's just no way there can't be. I don't know what they'll do, how they'll, like kind of top themselves, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'm really interested to find out. And great voice work from Conan O'Brien of all. I didn't even recognize his voice as
Yeah.
the as the new technology or the old technology that had stopped being used. The the children's poo computer teaching kids how to go to the bathroom. It's a great use of your Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, exactly.
You could kind of think of you could get a little bit of a tickle from just the idea that Conan, like, yes, I want to play your poo computer. I want to be the computer that teaches kids how to poop.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Seems
Oh,
like something he would have written.
right? Like to go along
the
with Triumph or something.
the natural magic of Conan O'Brien and Toy Story. It just you never know something is going to work perfectly, and then it does.
Yeah, I found stuff to pick apart of the last one a little bit,
Mhm.
but this one was really all around really good. So,
All right, let's talk about Supergirl. This one is starring Millie Alcock in the story of Supergirl, who, of course, originated in the last Superman movie. She appeared and took her dog with her and went off to the universe to go celebrate and get very, very drunk for a very long time. She's dealing with a lot of trauma from the loss of her parents in the last days of Clark's old planet. And yeah, the backstory is wonderful. Her performance is wonderful. She's, not she's one of those classically reluctant heroes who, has powers and not sure what to do with them and not even really sure how to use them until she starts
mhm.
using them. And, I had a great deal of fun with this. I laughed a lot. I thought she was, just very charismatic and fun to watch, and I don't see what people are so mad about.
I literally the only problem I had with this movie was remember how we've talked about like Toy Story, yes, kids everywhere talking, adults were talking to each other throughout. But I sat in Supergirl and a woman kept taking phone calls, an older woman. And I looked at her, finally looked at her husband. I was like, would you just fucking shut the fuck up already? And he just looked at me like I was going to hit him. And I just wanted to, but I didn't. And it's like, that was the only problem I had with this movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I didn't, it was your typical superhero movie without being, overly sentimental or anything. Which I think the Superman was kind of a little bit like that. It was kind of like a little truth, justice in the American way. This was kind
That's
of,
Superman. That's just who the character
yeah,
is.
well, yeah, but it's, this was just, I had fun. I didn't,
I had a great time. Like the scene where she's like she's on a red sun planet, so she doesn't have her full powers, and she has to take a bus to try and get closer to
hmm
the yellow sun, and the bus gets taken over by some people who steal technology in the universe, and she ends up getting just close enough to the yellow sun to get her powers back, and has great revenge on those people. It's very fun. That was a very fun sequence, and she's doing just magnificent work, just so charismatic in those moments, and you can just tell what a great time she's having, but you can tell
hmm
everybody's having a great time. Jason Momoa as Lobo is in this, and he is just constantly having a great time. The man doesn't know how not to have fun, uh,
right.
especially when he's in a superhero movie. He's always having a great time, and I think this is an even better fit for him than Aquaman was. Um, I could have done with more of him throughout this movie. Honestly, that's how much I enjoyed him. Uh, I really don't like I've looked at other people's reviews, and I've seen some people just very angry at this movie, and I don't understand. being angry at this movie. What do you want this movie to be? What is it that this movie is not
Yeah.
giving you? Um, it's a silly, fun, or first movie for a superhero.
Yeah.
Um, you got to start somewhere. Iron Man didn't get it right the first time.
Right.
I mean, it's not, they none of them rarely ever get it right the first time. I know
Mhm.
everybody expects that, but Spider-Man 2 was better than Spider-Man. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. I think that one of the things that guys have had such a hard time with female-led superhero. It's some guys. A certain subset of guys have had a problem every time there's a female-led superhero movie. Captain Marvel, they review bombed it. The Marvels, they review bombed it. Eternals, which was mostly women, they bombed. It's like, what why are men so why are men, period. Um, but why are they
There's
so
nowhere else where men have
fragile?
any kind of, influence, it would seem.
Yeah,
Like, this
right?
feels like the one place in the world where they seem to carry enough clout to seemingly make a difference or to feel like they make a
Mhm.
difference. Because the movie if they can talk a number of people out of seeing a movie, then they think they've won something. What'd you win from
Well,
this, guys? What did you get?
and I putting this up against Toy Story, like, the week after Toy Story comes out, I think hurt it.
Yeah.
If it came out 4th of July weekend, Superman, Supergirl, the, patriotic shit and all that, then, I mean, that might have helped. I don't know. It certainly would have been better than whatever we're getting next week, but
We're only
I
getting
just
Minions next week.
well, the I well, and the, whatever that Angel Studios movie, The Young George Washington,
That's
give me a
nonsense propaganda
fucking
bullshit, yeah.
give me a fucking break. Needless to say, we won't be doing a regular show next week if we do a show. Um, but, it's like, I just wanna be like, you have Iron Man, Superman, all these man movies. Why are you so afraid to have fun at a movie with a female protagonist? Maybe, like, if you watch it, maybe you take a girl to it, maybe you'll get laid, as long as it's not your sister or your cousin. Um,
I just will never as a film critic, I don't understand the idea of judging a movie before you've seen it.
yeah.
That, really kinda blows my mind. I can't say I haven't done it in my life, but I mean, for the most part, I'm paid to be objective, and I I don't understand going in with the attitude, like, "This is gonna suck." Like, I get it with, like, Angel Studios because 'cause they've got a reputation or like the Ayn Rand movies have a reputation for not being any good, or,
Mhm.
like, if the studio has a reputation for not being any good, they've got something to overcome. But Superman was pretty good, and I didn't understand why anybody wanted to be this cynical about this movie.
Yeah, I just it's some weird misogyny and, I just I hate that we are in a timeline where a good, fun movie like this gets hate before it's ever seen. Like, I'm fully gonna say that I am not going to see Young George Washington, but that's based on the studio, not based on, the
Right, dude.
movie itself.
Right.
Um, because they tend to just do Christian propaganda stuff, and
Right.
you know, I'm not into that. So, yeah, I'm not gonna see that, but I can't imagine precluding myself from seeing a movie just because it's a girl, you know? It's just
It's a
stupid.
it's such a childish notion, and considering that these aren't children we're talking about, it really just hammers home how silly it all is. You're 24 years old and you're angry at Supergirl, a movie you haven't seen. What is your life? What is your
Yeah,
life?
yeah, just so stupid. So,
No, this movie's fun. I don't know if there's any was there anything after the credits? I didn't stay.
no, I actually looked it up because usually if there's an after credit scene, the lights won't come up, but the lights came up, and I'm like, "Well, I know that most of these comic book movies have something," so I just looked it up to see if there was there was and there wasn't. And I told somebody in front of me, I'm like, you don't have to stay. There's not after credit scene. Yes, there is. I heard there was. I'm like, okay, you go on. I'm going to go stand in line for 20 minutes to try to get a refill on my soda. Discount Tuesday in the summer, and they hired two people, and one of them is the sloth from Zootopia running the concession stand. Swear to God.
Yeah, it didn't do well. Nearly just under. I think we made less than $40 million, which I guess is the death knell. If a movie doesn't make 120 on its opening weekend, it's pretty much dead in the water.
Mhm. I
'Cause,
hope that they bring her back as Supergirl and other stuff.
mhm,
Um,
be nice. I mean, it seems like she has a reason to be in the next Superman movie
yeah,
based off of how this one ended.
yeah. I like Millie Alcock. I keep calling her Millie Adcock, but that's because I want to Adcock to. Oh, no, I like Millie Alcock. I think that she's a good counterpoint to David Cornsweet in her attitude and his like stand upishness.
Mhm.
I think they're a good counterpoint. So
They have wonderful chemistry as a family, like as family members, as
yeah,
little little brother, little or big brother, little sister kind of a thing.
yeah. So and I wasn't familiar necessarily with her origin, but I liked the origin in this one where it's a little more than just Krypton exploded, so we threw her out in a globe. It really helped to explain um, her attitude towards things.
Yeah, the nihilism, the overall general nihilism of her approach is easy to understand because she she doesn't see meaning in anything after what happened to her.
Hmm.
I definitely get that. I definitely got that, and I felt it, and I thought it added a richness to her character.
Yeah. Had I had I kind of paid more attention to the plot of this, I would have suggested that we did True Grit as a um, classic
True
because
grit.
it is True Grit. It's if you think about it, you got a young girl with somebody who's older, wiser, and cynical, teaming up to go kill the man who killed a family.
Yeah,
So,
I can see that. But yeah, we both recommend Supergirl. Go see it. Stop being a
yes.
dick.
Mhm.
Don't listen to the chuds. They're morons. They've never been right about anything in their life and never will be.
Yes, exactly. I'm a chud when it comes to the death of Robin Hood, though. So
You did not see this one, right?
I did not see this one. I thought about it, but I just between work and the show, there was no way I could. I was barely going to be able to see Supergirl. So
The Death of Robin Hood stars Hugh Jackman as Robin Hood, but not the Robin Hood of the legend. This is the realistic, gritty, killer Robin Hood who didn't rob from the rich to give to the poor. He just robbed from the rich, period. Probably killed a lot of the poor, would be my guess. This is directed by Michael Sarnoski, who did a great job on Pig. Pig is an incredible movie with Nicolas Cage. I really, really loved that one. I'm not sure what he was going for in this one, but it's just bleak. And it's just a lot of gray, a lot of brown, a lot of blood, which I don't mind blood, but I mean, it's just the color of blood gets kind of drab when you've seen it for 90 solid minutes.
yeah,
Um, the premise is, like I said, he's at the end of his life. He's kind of looking to die. He's kind of trying to find a meaning to life before he goes. He ends up helping a friend of his, Little John, who's this equally bloodthirsty killer. And they've spent a lot of time together. John has a little girl now. He ends up taking care of that girl after John disappears and is likely killed. And Robin Hood ends up at a monastery on an island, and it's pretty well fortified, so he's able to heal himself and start to help out there and start to find meaning in his life via a relationship with the leader, the lead nun, played by Comer, Jodie
Jodie
Comer,
Comer.
who is again another fucking great actor. I mean, just so many. I mean, her and Bill Skarsgård is also in this. Noah Jupe, like you've got a really terrific cast here, but it's just so bleak. It is just like to the point where I just couldn't the ending of Obsession, but to like drag it out to 90 minutes, like just most, the most bleak it could possibly be. Robin Hood is never noble. He's never heroic. He's just a killer who killed people his entire life, and at the end of his life, he was moderately generous enough to maybe die without feeling like he was going to hell.
Yeah.
Maybe. Which this is not enough. That's not enough for me. I don't know if that's enough for everybody else, but bleak has its place in the world, but bleak for 90 solid minutes. Like Pig isn't bleak for 90 minutes. It's bleak at times. It definitely has some darkness and edge to it, but Nicolas Cage is so wonderfully full of life, and the premise is so strange that I don't think the bleakness and the drabbery comes through nearly as much. Whereas this is just bleak and drab beginning to end.
Hmm. Sad I didn't see it. Did that
You
sound
missed
sincere?
you missed out on a really good time.
Yeah, it sounds like a feel-good movie of the year.
Recommend it to your enemies. Anybody you don't like, recommend this movie to them. It's perfect. They'll have a miserable time.
Good. Oh.
Anyone you want to have a miserable time, I recommend that movie to them.
Old boss.
Oh, let's see. Let's get gay, Jeff. What do you say? We
Yeah,
got gay
let's talk
movies
about.
left.
Hey, since guys don't like girls, let's talk about girls who like girls.
Oh, this movie made no money this week. Like just no money at all. Which means it's good. And that's a good thing because only good movies don't make any money. The movie is directed by Haley Kiyoko, who's a terrific writer and director. Follows a character by the name of Sonia,
Holy.
played by Myra Malloy. And she's just moved to this town. Her father, played by Zach Braff, lives there. Her mother has tragically passed away years earlier. There's a lot to that story, and that will come out as the story goes along. She's a very difficult and strained relationship with her father, and that's part of the journey of the story is those two learning to come together and understand each other and be part of each other's lives. She meets a girl, and they begin this sort of tenuous relationship, this back and forth, and where it goes is really fascinating to watch. These are two wonderful actors who have an immediate chemistry, and the movie is very blunt and straightforward about what that chemistry entails. But of course, one of them is reluctant to really go into that space and really commit themselves to that feeling, and it creates a lot of awkwardness and a lot of hurt feelings. And that's where the kind of the movie proceeds from. Is one of them is more ready to be part of this than the other, and how much that can hurt.
I saw this on a Sunday afternoon in a pretty full theater, actually. I think all the money that it made came from this one theater in Davenport, Iowa. But
Probably.
I had only seen Maya DaCosta, who plays Coley, in one other thing where she wasn't necessarily a sympathetic character. So seeing her play vulnerability, and she's just moved here. She doesn't know her dad, played by Zach Braff. She doesn't, she's just kind of shy, and she gets drawn into the crowd, that is kind of the popular crowd, or at least more popular than her, Sonia and Trenton, and they seem to be a couple, and there's an immediate like attraction and chemistry between Sonia and Coley. And, you see it mostly from Coley's point of view, but you do get some of those moments where Sonia is confessing things to her, but still not ready to, take the plunge and just be in a relationship. And I think that, Coley comes across as gay and Sonia comes across as maybe bi, maybe gay. But still, she's the one who really has strong feelings for Coley that she doesn't know how to deal with. So she doesn't. And that happens a lot. That's one of those things where you just kind of ignore your feelings and don't act on them, and then you're miserable for your entire life. Um and I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. They were so good and it was so believable. It's based on a song. I don't know if you know the lore of this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah.
The writer director, wrote a novel and then a song, and then it became this movie.
The song came first, and then the novel was based on the song. And then it was just like this whole, like, creative people kind of coming together to do all this. And it kind of blows me away with how well it translates from song to novel to screen. Just Haley Kiyoko, she just gets it when, with these two characters. She gets the the hurt feelings and the kind of discovery and all that. And I think, I'm hoping that this isn't just a one-off for her, because she really brought it for her first time out. Um, and I didn't really know anything about it until after I saw the movie, and I kind of did a little bit of a deep dive, and it was just very interesting and a very good movie. So,
Yeah, highly recommend. This is definitely a movie that is worth checking out. She's done a few movies before. Did you know this?
no, I did not.
As an actor, mostly. She was in a
Oh,
movie called Bex, which is just an absolutely fantastic movie starring Lena
oh yeah,
Hall.
yeah.
And she was in Gem and the Holograms, unfortunately. But she
Mm,
was also in Insidious Chapter 3. So there you go.
oh well, now okay. I tried to looking. So I looked this up on IMDb the other day, right?
Mhm.
And they have tagged so many of the photos as girls from 2021 or 2012 that it's like when you look up girls,
Mhm.
it's comes up with girls like girls, and it's just so confusing. Um, this is doesn't have Lena Dunham in it, so I like it so much more. Um, not a fan. Yeah, I please go if you get the chance, go watch this. Um, I everybody in it is so good. Even Zach Braff. I mean, he was just, he's got that vulnerability in some stuff that he does, that you think of him just from Scrubs, and then it ends up he can play parts like this. So
He's been in a lot of very good things. Thank you very much. It's not
I
just
don't
Scrubs.
know.
Garden State was wonderful, and he's done a
That's the
few
movie I've
movies
seen.
that I really like. So
Mm,
I like Zach Braff a lot. I was happy to see him. I was happy to see him in this.
yeah. So yeah, this was a very happy LGBT romance kind of movie.
Whereas
And
the other one is
then
not.
and then we get to Leviticus.
Yes, Leviticus is quite something. This is an Australian. I guess you would call it a horror film. Yeah, because
Oh
there
yeah.
are people getting killed in this
Trust
movie.
me, I'm a gay guy, and this is definitely a horror movie.
Directed by Adrian Chiarella, and it stars Joe Bird and Stacey Clausen. Mia Wasikowska is the most well-known actor in the cast.
Mhm.
It's about a young boy who his mom, his name. I was so annoyed by his name because his name is Name.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Thank
I know
you.
why they did that. I know why they did that because they want you to kind of put yourself in his shoes. I
Yeah.
get it. It's a little on the nose, guys. Little on the nose because no one in the world is named Name. Just this, I
Yeah.
don't care if you spell it with an I. It's still very on the nose to call this main character Name. But Joe Bird plays Name. He's just moved to this town with his mom. They're in a weird, creepy church. Mom has a weird, creepy dedication to the religion that will take things way too far. He falls in with this boy Ryan, played by Stacey Clausen, and they begin sort of a tentative relationship. But it takes a turn when Name catches Ryan with another boy, Hunter, and sees that he's been kind of having intimacy with this Hunter kid as well. So he turned them in to his parents, and his parents happen to be the head of the church, and they call in this guy who puts a hex of sorts
Yeah.
on them, I guess. It means that anytime that they kind of think about the person that they have feelings for,
The person that
sexual
you're most
intimacy
yeah, the
for,
person you're most attracted to.
the person who comes to you in the form of a demon and can kill you.
Yeah.
And it's the gay cure, Jeff.
Well, this is a movie about conversion therapy. I mean, it really
Absolutely.
is.
Yeah.
Um, they're not doing it to a boy and a girl. They're doing it to two boys. I'm sure they would do it to two girls if there were any in this movie.
Well, they did. They
Um,
did right at the start. The first girl who died.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, but it's one of those uh you don't get it until the end, and then you're like, oh, that's what's going on. Okay. But this was kind of hard to watch at parts because when the tattooed guy, first of all, Leviticus is referencing the Bible, and where it says that if a man lies with a man, then it's an abomination and he should be stoned, which I always took that he should just be high when he does it, but what do I
Only Adam
know?
and Eve, and not Larry and Steve. We know that entry.
Yeah. Um, so we get it. But Leviticus also has, you can't wear mixed fabrics, you can't have tattoos, you can't cut your beard, all this other dumb stuff from the, ancient times that was supposed to have gotten thrown out when Jesus came because he had the new covenant with God and humans. And so this is all just mumbo jumbo bullshit. Um,
Right.
and to see that the guy who is doing this hex, which is a conversion hex, is covered in tattoos and stuff. It's just like that's visual shorthand for how hypocritical religion is when it comes to stuff like this. And
Yeah.
that, he can do whatever he wants, but these two guys who just happen to fall in love with each other can't. Um, and
Classic
it
rules for thee, but not for me.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And I that was the disturbing part for me, is because it was like blatantly it's so blatant if you are part of the community.
Yeah.
And I feel like it might go over some people's head, because I talked to somebody who saw it, who was straight, and was just like, "Oh man, that's like really just fucked up." I'm like, "Yeah, that kind of happens every day, and they're trying to make it legal again, but on a state by state basis, and it's just completely fucked up." That being said, I think that Joe Bird and Stacey Clausen are really, really believable and good in this movie. Joe Bird is from Talk to Me. I couldn't put my finger on where I knew him from, but he was the brother in Talk to Me. And yeah, Stacey Clausen, I've never seen him anything, but I don't watch a lot of Australian movies unless they come here. Um,
Mhm.
just, they were just fantastic in it, and the fear that they both felt, and the menace that Stacey Clausen had as Ryan in the scenes where Name is seeing him, and he knows that it's not really him, it's the demon, but the demon is so seductive that he just kind of gives into his feelings a little bit, and then all of a sudden when he turns, And the whole time you're like, it's not him, it's not him, it's not him. And he turns and he's so menacing and scary. Um, Mio Wasikowska, who just I hate her character so much. Not the way she played it. I think she's very good at it. I hate that character because that character is just like so many people's mom that I know who just thinks they're doing the right thing. They're doing the absolute wrong thing and not loving their children for who they really are.
Yeah,
And
the best part about her performance is just how benign she seems. It's not this overt hatred, and that's the thing. You've experienced this, of course, so many times from people who seem as if they have no ill will towards you, but then they demonstrate that they very much do through
mhm.
their actions, as opposed to just calling you names. And
Yeah, I would rather you call me
that's
the F
her.
slur than, you know, and
Yeah,
and she's
this insidious sort of fake niceness that she does until the moment when she goes and has her son put into conversion therapy, and then it's
mhm.
like, and then she still tries to play it off like she did the right thing, and it's like,
And tell
bitch, you're losing your kid. He's leaving.
yeah,
You're not going to see him again.
that
You
scene at
dumb
the
bitch.
end where she's like, I kind of thought that it might hurt you, and I guess I was okay with that
Mm.
because she's so anti-gay that she's like, I think I was kind of okay with that. I was like, what a bitch, like,
And it coming from a place of fear. It always comes from a
yeah,
place of fear because she's like, well, the other people are going to hurt you if I don't do something, and it's like other people are going to hurt this. You're hurting him. You
mhm,
dumb bitch. Pay attention. You're the one hurting him.
yeah. Don't be your child's first bully, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that's it always gets me when people are, I just want the best for my child. Well, then if you can't handle, them being gay or trans or, whatever, then don't have kids because it's not it's not something that outside forces have anything to do with. So,
You can't child-proof the world. They're gonna have
mhm,
experiences that are not gonna be fun,
yeah,
but it's gonna be part of who they become, and, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's what a lot of p and but if this is the kind of thing that causes you to engage in genuine evil, that's the that's on you. Like, that's a flaw in you, not them.
yeah, yeah. This
That's the
was
part I hate
really, oh,
so much. Sorry,
oh,
is that so much of that kind of sort of people write that off as a sort of benign evil, but it's so many of those kids who think it's their fault, who think that what they're doing is what's happened to them is their fault. It's not your fault that other people
mhm,
suck. It's never been your fault that other people suck. I really hope people would internalize that as the true message that then when people are cruel to you, it's not because you've done something, it's because they're just cruel and wrong.
right, yeah. So yeah, this is not a feel good movie, but it also is a very good movie. The performances are really top notch. There's a
And
couple
for a movie
twists
that's
in
this
there.
dark, it's not bleak.
No, no, it's not. It has a hopeful like message in it, and
Yeah,
that
and the
your chosen
romance throughout it is
family.
like there's
Yeah.
like a genuine like a romance happening as well with some real obstacles that they have to overcome, and it's very beautiful. Like the relationship is could be one that is very strong considering how young they are. It could be a very strong, powerful bond that they develop, and it seems very very genuine.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
also like that the character of Name, like oftentimes, like especially in American movies, this character is made so unbelievably uh, weak,
Mhm.
or just kind of completely unwilling to stand up for themselves. And I didn't see that in Name. Name had a sort of an internal strength that these characters are often denied
Yeah.
in more typical narratives.
Yeah, he really, he stands up for himself, which doesn't happen in a lot of these, LGBT movies that are about bullying or whatever. He advocates for himself, and he just can't believe that his own mother did this to him on purpose. And that's when he's like, well, you're never going to see me again. And she just, I don't think she's okay with it, but she kind of calls his bluff. So,
I think at the end she made it so very clear that she didn't think that she still didn't think she was wrong, but she was still shocked that he would leave.
mhm.
And
Being,
I think that the complexity that Mia Wasikowska brings to that is just wonderful.
yeah. It's the being okay with hurting your child that really pissed me off and get kind of pushed it over the edge for me with how like willing to take that chance it was.
Hmm.
That the fact that you would think that this is the scene where like in Boy Erased where she breaks down and says how sorry she is and she so regrets what she did, and then she doesn't do that. She doesn't regret it at all. She thinks that everything is fine. So,
Well, and that's another aspect of the writing of her character too, is that she's played as if she's going to be one of those characters who realizes the failure of her approach, and then when she doesn't, it's kind of shocking, because
mhm.
you just assume at some point, well, this is Mia Wasikowska's a nice normal looking lady, and she seems to have empathy. You think at some point she's going to realize that, oh my god, I was so wrong, and then she doesn't, and it adds just this layer of just drama and sadness to the movie that is just takes it over the top into something that makes a truly great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, really sad but hopeful at the end, which I really liked. And then as they're riding away on the bus, he looks down and he sees Ryan Demon one last time and knows that he'll never kind of escape it, but as long as he's with Ryan, it'll be fine,
Yeah.
which I thought was really sweet. So,
Yep, we both recommend that. We both recommend most of the movies this week, aside from the death of Robin Hood, which can fuck right off.
I'm so glad I didn't see that movie.
One final movie, the classic this week is, oh my god, it's another gay movie, The Hunger, featuring David Bowie and Chris Catherine Deneuve, Susan Sarandon, Cliff DeYoung, the vampire movie. It's a vampire movie, Jeff. The vampire
Lesbian
gays.
vampire.
Tell us about The Hunger.
The Hunger is a 80s techno book movie that stars Catherine Deneuve and David Bowie as a couple who are vampires. And they pick up people and have some fun, and they're in order to stay young, they have to feed off of people. Um, and David Bowie goes to see Susan Sarandon, who is a gerontologist, about how he is aging very rapidly and wants to see what she has to say about it. And as she's talking about monkeys who are aging very, very quickly with progeria, the you cut in with David Bowie aging rapidly to the point where he's like about 80 years old by the time these alleged 15 minutes that she was going to make him wait are up. And so she goes to see Catherine Deneuve to talk about David Bowie's character, and they kind of have a relationship where Catherine Deneuve falls in love with her. You find out that she has had many lovers over the centuries because she's, I think, 5,000 years old or 2,000 years old. And Susan Sarandon is picked to kind of replace David Bowie as
Mm.
he is degenerated to the point of death. Um, so yeah, this is really, it's like watching an extended uh, Bauhaus video from the
It really
80s.
is.
And I
Yeah.
say Bauhaus because they are featured in the very beginning of the movie. Um, Yeah, just I had never seen this movie until today, actually. Um,
Oh, really?
and yeah, I had bought it on Vudu a few years ago, and it was it was one of those movies I'm like, you know what? It's on sale. I'm going to get it because I've never seen it. And then I kept putting it off because I'm like, oh, I want to do something about it. I want to talk about it. And I finally got to see it. And it was not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting a lesbian vampire romance with David Bowie somewhere in there. I was not expecting the whole you know, David Bowie trying to stay young so that he can stay with Catherine Deneuve by killing a teenager. Played by Beth Ellers from As the World Turns.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I that part was pretty shocking, and when you think about 1983, that was especially shocking. Um, yeah, what did you think of this movie?
I think this movie's kind of incredible in some ways and kind of empty in other ways, which is kind of how I felt about every Tony Scott movie.
Yeah,
It's got some gorgeous images, and I mean the musical sequences with Bauhaus are just some of the best he's ever done in terms of just music video style and edit. It's just really, it's just so exciting to watch,
yeah,
and the music is really really fantastic. The scenes with Catherine Deneuve and Sarah and Susan Sarandon are really sexy and powerful. They have an amazing chemistry right off the bat, and Bowie is just fascinating to watch no matter what he does. I think the film has some drag to it. I think
yeah.
it can I think, at times it just looks really, really pretty, and that's, just all there is to it sometimes is that it just looks really, really pretty, but, Catherine Deneuve doesn't doesn't do pretty. She always brings a little bit something extra.
Agreed, agreed. I think with you doing Blade Runner by Ridley Scott and this by Tony Scott, that they definitely must have had some sort of psychic link in the 80s as far as their style goes, because this is very much of its time,
Mhm.
as was Blade Runner. Um, but they,
Back when they used
th-
to use color in movies?
yes, yes, exactly. Thank you. Let's desaturate everything and then just make everything green. Um, I, I really like it kind of set a standard, just like Blade Runner did for future sci-fi. This was the sexy vampire, um, kind of more of an esoteric vampire story, and
Mhm.
it really kind of set the tone and the visual style for a lot of that going into the 90s. And I think I can even, as we just did, um, oh, Kathleen Turner, Crimes of
Crimes of
Passion.
Passion? One of the
You
greatest
know,
films ever made.
yes, I think that style is really it just really jumps out at you from these movies that we've been watching recently from the 80s, um that visual style is not just music videos, but it informed music videos, and it was informed by music videos. And
Yeah,
I think
I mean,
this
that generation of directors and of music videos became, directors of Hollywood movies like Tony
Mhm,
Scott and, obviously, David Fincher was on the
yeah,
vanguard of that, and yeah, they took that style and they made it into something that became, the look of the best '90s movies into the 2000s.
yeah, this is just visually stunning and visually interesting so that you wanna watch it as opposed to, "It's fine." It's the visuals alone, you can watch this with no sound on, just the music,
Yeah.
and be able to follow everything that is going on without having to hear a word.
Yeah, Tony
Um
Scott's style is just it's incredibly visual and often brainless. I don't necessarily call this movie brainless. I don't, I just because I think Bowie and Deneuve and Sarandon are way too smart for a brainless movie. But
Yeah.
they're swimming against the tide to try and make something mean something in this movie.
Well, this was based on a novel by Whitley Strieber,
Mhm.
who also wrote Wolfen, um, and which we'll have to do closer to when Werewolf comes out. But and he's got that his stuff is kind of a little stylistically like this. So
Mhm.
it really fit it really fit the visuals and everything. And Wolfen, I haven't seen that movie in 20 some years, but I am currently reading the book. So
Oh,
if I like that book, then I will probably read The Hunger because I have a copy of that. I have kind of a rare cover copy of that. Um,
oh, nice.
yeah, if I can calm down my brain when I'm trying to read, then I might actually finish those books. But yeah, this I visually stunning. Um, but once Bowie is out of the picture, literally, it loses a little bit for me.
Mhm.
Um, Catherine Deneuve, beautiful and really, really good, especially at the end. Um,
Mhm.
but there's just something about his chemistry with everybody on screen that I felt after he died was kind of lacking.
I think there are actors who are afraid to work with guys like Bowie because they're like, "What if I do actually find him attractive?"
Um, yeah, I mean he was attractive up until his death, so I can understand that.
I find Bowie to be just the most incredible presence and just anything. Like we were doing the convention over the weekend, and they played his one of his songs from Labyrinth, and people were just like wanting to stop and dance.
Yeah, yeah.
It's such a great song and such a weird movie. He's fascinating in it. He's fascinating in it.
So is his
Definitely
bulge.
takes a kid's movie and makes it fucking weird.
And sadly a little sexy. Um,
That's what's so weird about it.
yeah. Yeah. Glitter and
Lots of lots
bulge.
of lots of Gen X women became young women watching that movie. I learned that from a couple of girlfriends actually who told me that they I was like, that was my first time going, "Oh, I like this."
Hmm.
I guess I am straight. Oh, damn it.
Oh.
That's the modern experience of being a young girl today is like realizing, "Oh man, I'm straight. Fuck."
Sorry, girls. You're not interesting anymore.
It's because the majority of men are angry at Millie Alcock, Millie Alcock for being in Supergirl.
Oh, good lord.
I feel for you. I feel for you, young girl. I do.
Hmm.
uh,
So,
so I, we were talking about next week's episode. I have an idea. I think we should
okay.
do a mid-year top five. I think we should look back at the movies of this year and do our top fives to kind of reset the year and remind people of all the great movies that they didn't go see.
I can do that.
And we can do Jaws as a classic if we want to.
Oh, sure. I've never seen that movie. Is it any good? Kidding. I watch it every 4th of July. Come on.
I got a Disney clamshell of Jaws.
You do.
It's so cool. It's got a prominent, nice little display in my apartment.
Nice. You don't want to do Frankenhooker?
Maybe later.
Yeah.
When we got something body horror to do. Maybe if there's another Cronenberg movie coming out or something.
Okay. The
Something
next
body horror. We'll do Frankenhooker.
the next Frankenstein movie.
I mean, there's gonna be
Yeah.
another one soon, right?
I
You can't.
mean,
They can't stop making those.
probably not. So, yeah,
Yeah.
all
So
right,
next
that sounds
week,
good.
the mid-year top five and Jaws.
Yeah, we'll have to keep track of that so we can see what changes over the next 6 months.
Yeah, because I mean, there's still a lot of movies to come, but we're through half the year now, so we'll see exactly how that half year looks.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks. Have a great night.